Tonight on the Katie Hearthstone show, it's a very special edition. We are going to be having the second European HearthstonePlayers.com Showmatch series. That's the largest independent Hearthstone site with articles by pros on the internet and commentary with a gentleman who works at both Hearthstone Players and Hearthpwn. Let's get it underway. It's time for Hearthstone Players Showmatch Series 2. And we are joined in the studio today by SmashThings. If he's there, say hi.
Alright, hi.
YelloRambo.
Hello.
And Commentator Modded.
Howdy.
Howdy. Alright, let's start off with the introductions then. SmashThings, YelloRambo, as I understand it, both legend players, both article writers for HearthstonePlayers.com. I could say personally my arena play has improved after reading SmashThings' recent sick article on turns 2 and 3 on arena, which I believe he spent over 50 hours writing. What motivated you to do that, SmashThings?
I have a lot of free time. No, it's turns 2 and 3 are obviously where a lot of arena games anyway are won and lost, so I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of really explore the area and give my takes on it.
Yeah, is that your? Would you say that was the favorite article you've written for the site, or do you have another?
Well, I've only written 3 right now, so that's probably the best one so far. But more to come, hopefully.
What about you? Yeah, that's cool. What about you, YelloRambo? What's the favorite article that you've written for the site?
I always enjoyed raging over the nerfing system of Blizzard, so I think my latest one over Undertaker is probably my current favorite.
Oh yes, I haven't read that one yet, but I have seen it and I bookmarked it to read. And we're joined in the virtual studio by Modded as well. Hi to you.
Howdy.
Howdy. And what's your best article or your favorite article that you wrote for Hearthstone Players?
Well, I always just love my consistency ones. I think the best one, or my favorite one at least, was the one I wrote about why are bad cards bad. And I kind of broke them into different groups, and I got a lot of hate for saying Reincarnate's a bad card. And that was just funny, like, if half the comments were about that, and they were all talking about the combos, and I was saying it's a good card, just not very consistent right now. But that, I'd say that was my favorite article, just taken apart, because there's so many cards that their effect's good, or they have some really good qualities, but they just aren't good enough.
Yeah, I've read that one, actually, before I met you quite some time ago, so I know exactly the comments that you're referring to. SmashThings, how did you originally get into Hearthstone?
I started initially playing Magic, Duels of the Planeswalkers, if you know that game. I started playing that, yep. And I just got an interest for card games, and then I think it was just, I can't remember exactly how, but I saw way back in beta for Hearthstone, I saw a video from Trump. Quite like the look of the game, and I've been playing ever since, really.
And there you go. Yeah, Duels of the Planeswalkers, very popular console game for new Magic players, of course. What about you, YelloRambo?
I remember seeing Total Biscuits WTF is way back when the game was in beta, and I thought to myself, I don't really care about this game, but it looks nice. And I kept watching videos of it just because it looked good, and then I decided to try it out, and then a few hundred hours passed, and then TCG I'm actually interested in. Who would have thought?
And the rest is history, yeah. And you, Modded?
So actually, like just for Hearthstone, I actually started playing FPS games, and that's all I played for the longest time. And then I was talking with one of my friends. He's like, "Oh, by the way, I have a spare Hearthstone closed beta key. You want it?" I'm like, "Sure." Went and played it for about 10 hours, and then put it in the wayside. And then a little bit later, I started to burn out on FPSs because I played them, had fun, but wasn't excited about it. I wasn't like, "Yay, actually, I'm happy to play this." So I picked Hearthstone back up, and probably 1,000 hours down the road, here I am.
And there we go. Alright, so you guys are going to play an ESL format best of 5 today. Modded, perhaps you could just explain to the viewers what the ESL format is.
So with the ESL format, the biggest thing they wanted to do was to kind of mimic the ladder experience a little bit, because with the traditional formats we use in Best of 5, what happens is a lot of rock, paper, scissors. For example, you open up with Hunter, and then so someone opens up with Control Warrior. The Hunter loses to the Control Warrior, and then brings out a Shaman as a counter, and then the other Control Warrior now switches to Hunter because that counters Shaman, and it just goes back and forth. And so but with ESL, basically, we're going to have 3 matches. The decks are already predetermined before the matches begin. So each player takes decks 1, 2, and 3. The first match, they already know the decks, and they can't switch out their deck list as they go to the second and third rounds. What this does is it mitigates the rock, paper, scissor effect that happens so often in Best of 5s. And so it more simulates a realistic ladder experience. There
we go. And secretly, I don't think either you or I like the format very much.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another time, I guess. If you gentlemen would like to start your first match, and we'll have... I had to restart Hearthstone because, of course, there is that friends list bug. So luckily... oh, it's done it again as I've been talking, so I'll restart my client once more. But if you guys would like to start your first match, and we will, you can mute yourselves and YelloRambo share your desktop, and we will get on with spectating the first game.
Alright.
Looks...
So, Repentance. This is going to be interesting. It's can be a pretty good card in some decks, but it's a card you don't see very often. Let me pull up the deck list real quick.
Okay, that's being slightly strange. There we go. Sorry for that, guys. There's a slight problem with showing the hands there, but it's all good now.
Alright, so looking at the deck list here, we have a pretty teched, mid-range-ish, some more control-heavy, slightly paladin. It's an interesting deck list. I haven't seen something much like this very much. And then against a ramp druid, that is... Yep, it is running double Force of Nature, double Savage War combo. So this should be pretty interesting.
Alright, yeah, early days yet, not too much happening. It's kind of fairly predictable shielded mini-bot style start with the druid just taking after the Divine Shield with hero power.
So yeah, this is going to be a redemption. Yeah, with the Wildpyro, this is kind of an interesting play. If the shielded mini-bot comes back, it'll actually be pretty good because of the Divine Shield. And the Wildpyro also can work because there is actually only one Wildpyro in the deck. But this does kind of leave an awkward scenario of how do you deal with the... yeah, how do you want to deal with the Keeper? Or do you just ignore it? I assume you would just ignore it at this point.
I would ignore it.
Because, yeah, there's no efficient way to trade with it.
Well, plus it's only 2 damage on the board, and...
Right. So, yeah, and you're early enough in the game that you actually don't care about small board presence.
Right, I think so, yeah. And just to throw it open in the chat room, because I know there's people turning up there now, if you guys have any questions for these guys, they're both legend players, or any questions for modded, just shoot them in the chat, and I'll bring them up when there's a lull in the game. Thing I forgot to do today was put the music on for the game. So I don't normally have that when I'm broadcasting.
So this is actually interesting, the fact he uses swipe here, because there is pretty good swipe value here. Now he doesn't know this, but there's actually no muster for battle in this deck. Which is
there isn't?
something. No, there isn't.
Oh, I haven't seen the deck list. I haven't had a chance to look at it.
There is no muster for battle in the deck. So typically as a druid, you want to save swipe for muster for battle, but because that isn't here, you actually don't have to bother playing around it. It's also worth noting that this druid it's kind of the ramp combo hybrid that we see, which leaves the speed game hunter only is going to get value if Dr. Boom comes out. So yeah, I kind of like the Belcher play because it stalls a bit, and you kind of already have the board is I'd say about fair, because there is a secret that's going to come out, and that secret will actually be avenged, because we've already seen the first redemption, the other one's in hand, and so the only secret left in his deck is that avenge. Which could actually be interesting if he trades off the scientist. He's going to put Avenge into play, and then if he slams the Belcher, he's going to have to kill the Belcher.
Besides any of which, I think Belcher is basically the only available play here anyway.
Right,
from his
yeah,
hand.
there's no BGH target, no Consecration targets, yeah. I mean, wait, is he going to actually do that?
Wow,
I mean,
okay,
here you can... Yeah, I'm surprised too. I mean, you can go for a total board clear here, but yeah. You would think you might want to save that later, because there is double Shade of Nax in this deck.
Perhaps he's just thinking to himself, you know, Druid's got, you know, Druid of the Claw, Ancient of Lore, Ancient of War, all that kind of stuff. What are his real targets for Consecration going to be? Because sometimes when I'm playing Pally versus Druid, I wonder the same thing, is it worth keeping it? But then, hopefully, he's got equality in his deck somewhere as well, and you wait for the combo. Yeah, there is double equality in the deck, so that will help. This is, again, a very interesting deck list. Of all things, it's running double Scarlet Crusader. Wow, let me see if I can, oh man, do I dare to go through Skype and... dig it up, yeah, and he's also running Cogmaster, which is a, Coghammer I meant. Coghammer is a great card, but you don't see it that often in decks unless they're running like Ancient Watchers and whatnot. It's just a very high value card, but it can be a little interesting just as you get into the later game, because it's one of those cards that actually increases in value. It's a 2/3 weapon that gets better and better as the game goes on. I spent a lot of time experimenting with Coghammer in my own mid-range Paladin deck, and it's I think it's an underrated card, Coghammer. Oh yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's just weird because early on in the game, the Divine Shield and Taunt's pretty useless, but later on the 2/3 weapon isn't that great. And here's the redemption. Yeah, but what that means is that it retains relevance whenever you play it, because, you know, in the early game you use it for the weapon value, and later on you use it for the Divine Shield and Taunt. But against Mech Mage, of course, it's kind of weak because they can just pop the Divine Shield with a hero power really easily. Right, so it's one of those cards that it's versatile no matter when you play it, but it's never the best at everything. Never optimal, yeah. Why don't you just, so we don't disrupt the deck view, if you could just pop me the screenshots into my own private Skype, I can try and get them up on the stream.
Okay, let me do that. See if I can do that real quick.
So he's deciding here, what is he gonna do? How can he steal Sonorius? I'm imagining it's probably what's on his mind, and in the end he does nothing. Just passes the turn.
Which is an interesting play here, and the other thing is, there is no second creature, and let's see, to get the Avenge, I'm trying to think of the order of operations here, because he played, I think, what, Avenge was tutored before he played Redemption, right? So if he kills this Sylvanas, it shouldn't trigger Avenge, right?
I am not sure which order they were played in, honestly. Did he not? Because he used his first Redemption very early in the game with the Wild Pyro.
Right, so when because the Mad Scientist pulled the Avenge, so did he pop the Mad Scientist before playing the Secret or after? But it doesn't matter, I guess, now, because Avenge is going to come down now. He has to get through these taunts.
Okay, so a question coming in from the channel, modded, is, do you think that Mech Warper should be made into a 2-2 rather than a 2-3?
It's an interesting question, that, because as the game goes on, as the game continues to be developed, you're going to have cards that are extremely strong. We have, for example, Azure Drake is overstated by 1 point. We have Mad Scientist, which is pretty broken. Just to be honest, it tutors and plays a secret for you. So it's kind of up to the devs how many of these cards are going to let stick around, because you're always going to have cards that are slightly overpowered. Like Ancient Allure is slightly overpowered. Outdoor Peacekeeper is, without a doubt, slightly overpowered.
Yeah, but those other cards you mentioned besides Mad Scientist are basically class specific, and
right.
They have a slightly higher stat budget on the class specific cards, as I understand it. And
right.
Every
Well, it's
card
usually
has
It's usually only 1 stat point, though. Compare Goldshire Footman and Voidwalker.
Sure.
So it's kind of a design decision, up to them. How much is too much? If you compare it to, say, Pint-Sized Summoner has a somewhat similar effect, and it's also a 2-2. So I guess because Pint-Sized Summoner is in the game, you could argue that you could nerf Mech Warper to a 2-2. And then just say, well, it's also a tribal-only effect. So, I mean, what I would say is the argument definitely can be made to make it into a 2-2.
Sure.
Yeah. Will they ever do that? I don't know. And that was a pretty good Cenarius grab. And then that's a really good piloted Shredder drop,
My
too.
goodness.
Especially since he's got Savage Roar in hand. But it's gonna die. There's no way you leave that alive.
Whirling Zapamatic. I came up against a few of those in the sort of rank 7, rank 6 region of ladder last night. I was slightly taken off guard by it. Okay, so for you guys watching, here is SmashThings Paladin deck list. Just pop it over to the side here.
must safeguard the land.
I'm not seeing any clear winner at the moment. I think
this
it's
is
hard
still...
to even say who has the advantage at the moment.
Right, especially considering the deck lists right now. Especially this is a pretty odd Paladin. It's mid-range, alright, but with a few very control-ish techs built in.
He hasn't drawn his lay on hands yet, has he?
Nope.
And they're both running Karen Bloodhoof as well.
Yeah, it's a very good card. We don't see it very much.
Well, we did before GVG.
Right, before GVG. It's just extremely slow now, and you can pretty much ignore it. And the thing is, it's kind of interesting. If you compare it, it's overall a worse card than Piloted Sky Golem when it comes to board control, if you're just trading for board all the time. But you can ignore Karen because 4 attack doesn't kill all that much in a mid-range deck.
Yep.
Whereas 6 attack does. Like, you can drop a Sludge Belcher and all of a sudden Karen can't do anything for 2 turns. Because it's going to take 2 hits to go through the Belcher.
Sure, and the upside of Karen is that you will get to hit with it 2 or 3 times, given that it respawns itself, basically.
Right.
But 4 damage on turn 7, yeah, it's low.
Yeah. I think that's pretty reasonable.
It was popular in Control Warrior, and I guess that they are now running things like Iron Juggernaut, or some of them are, instead. Dr. Boom, of course.
Oh, yeah. Everyone is running Dr. Boom right now.
Dr.
I don't blame them,
Balance.
it's really good.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, because, like, now I'm getting to the point where so many people are running BGH that I just put Dr. Boom in my deck almost as a decoy to kind of bait out their BGH before I play the legendaries I actually want.
Right, like Ragnaros and...
Yeah, right, exactly.
Or you can just run under it. That's why I think a lot of people are running Sneed Shredder and Kel'Thuzad, is because they both go under BGH.
And this is also why I'm running Tyrion in my Paladin deck, and I see that SmashThings is running Tyrion in his deck too.
Yep, I mean, unless you're playing Divine Favor Paladin, you're running Tyrion. If you have it. It's just that good. So
well, I think it's become more popular in the last... since GVG, because, well, GVG has revitalized Paladin on ladder, that will be why. Because there weren't any Paladins on ladder before, so, yeah. I defer to your expertise. And they're taking the full 90 seconds over their turns there, and I don't blame them, because this is a quite complicated situation.
Right, so currently the Druid has hand and board advantage, but the Paladin's not in all that bad a spot, because, well, the Sneed Shredder I'm pretty sure is coming down, and there is no answer for that. Plus, he's got Consecration to deal with the Shade whenever it comes out. And actually... he already played a Belcher, so the Black Knight's not really going to get much value unless he top decks and plays the next Belcher. So I think the Paladin's still in quite a nice position. And he's already seen both swipes. That's pretty bad.
Looks like he's going to trade away the Silverhand Recruit here. And what will it... I'm guessing he's going to bring down Sneeds. Oh! What is this?
Okay, he's going for the second Consecration.
Yeah.
And this is interesting, he's got no more secrets to tutor. So this is...
not sure I would have made that play.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's way too slow, in my opinion. Because now what you're going to happen is now... the Druid actually is going to... I would be surprised if he didn't... Okay.
He'll bring down his Shade now, surely, as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised... Yeah, I would have possibly slammed both Shades. You've already seen both Consecrations, so getting those Shades out and developing would, in my opinion, just be, start it now. And, it leaves him with not much board. Now, there is this Tyrion, which I imagine if he plays it is just going to get Shrek'd by, Now the Black Knight comes out.
Black Knight will be very happy right now.
Yeah. Now you do have to watch his life total. When he drops the Black Knight, the weapon is gonna. Yeah.
He doesn't have.
The druid has 14 life, and you just gave 15 direct damage to the paladin.
You put yourself on the clock, basically.
Yeah, you're on a clock, big time. So I guess the question is now: do you unstealth the shade? I think you do because you.
I think you just have to go fast now. You just have to YOLO face at this point.
Yeah, and at this point,
I mean, the opponent's got the paladin's got 2 attack on the board plus the weapon. He's got no answers in hand. Sneed's Old Shredder can't do anything for 1 turn at least. I think you've just got to go face here and hope for the best.
So would you have dropped the
second
Shredder or the Shredder?
Oh, now?
Well, instead of
a consecration.
Well, no. Okay, he cast the Pilot Shredder instead of or he did Wild Growth into Hero Power instead of Pilot Shredder. I mean, I can imagine...
sorry! I thought you said Sneed's Old Shredder. Yeah, Shredder. I would have dropped the Shredder. Yeah, I don't see the need for the growth here.
Yeah, and the Paladin's not known for running MC Tech. If anything, that's more of a... what's it called? Druid usually runs that as a one-of. And this Cogmaster is absolutely dead right now. Unless he wants to, I don't know, trade away his... Ooze, smack something with the Ashbringer, and then Harrison, because you're not... I mean, it's just... The Cog Hammer's pretty much dead right now.
I don't see any use for the Cog Hammer whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean
taunting up the Ooze is gonna achieve nothing. He can hero power away the Divine Shield for no damage, and then... Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much to do, I mean... And that Harrison's dead, too. And that's lethal.
Yeah,
GG.
Druid has it.
This was a very interesting game with the Paladin. It is a mid-range Paladin without muster for battle and Quartermaster. And so it just spent so many turns doing nothing. Which is not really something you want to do against Combo Druid.
Another thing is that, the Silverhand recruits from Muster for Battle are a good target for Cog Hammer as well. So it's almost like a solution looking for a problem. Cog Hammer in this deck. But,
right.
I'm not an expert here, but I am going to stick my neck out and say that I think the turn where SmashThings used the double consecration the second consecration cost him the game here.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think that really should have been a Shredder, because that's a big body, and basically you just said, hey, Combo Druid, here, I have literally no board presence. I mean... I guess he could have said he was scared of the combo at that point, but I don't know. It's just, it was such a weak play in my opinion.
Just for the benefits of the viewers, while the second match racks up, YelloRambo mulligan Soulfire and a 4-drop, and he now has Clockwork, Gnome, Flame Imp, and Tinkertown Technician in his hand. SmashThings still deciding what to mulligan.
Okay, let me spectate.
Do you have the deck list for these?
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull those up real quick.
Yeah, throw them over. Let's have a think. So it's gonna be, looks like it's Control Warrior versus some kind of mech lock deck.
It's a mid-range warrior, actually. This is a very interesting... We don't see mid-range warrior very much at all. So let me go ahead and send these lists over to you.
Lights Out Ace is saying that he's had the worst legendary pulse in GVG ever. 2 Mechgineer Thermoplugs, 2 Foe Reaper 4000s, and a Flame Leviathan. Lights Out Ace, I sympathise with you because I have had 3 Mechgineer Thermoplugs in my GVG pack opening so far. 3.
I also got Hemet Nesting Wary as well as Thermoplug.
I haven't seen him yet. Thank God.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
So this is kind of an interesting hand. So he's running Gazlowe in the mech block, which is interesting, to say the least. Because Warlock isn't usually hurting for draws. And that's a really good spare part.
I'm just going to prepare the deck lists for the viewers. So, SmashThings mid-range warrior looks something like this, and let's see. So we've got the Frothing Berserker in there, I see. Harvest Golem, couple of Shredders, Harrison Jones, Battle Rage, and 2 Clockwork Gnomes, and Commanding Shout. Does he have Bouncing Blade in there? No. Okay. And as for YelloRambo's Warlock deck, it looks something like this.
So these are the mech lock looks pretty standard if you're doing a mech lock, except for maybe the Gazlowe is a bit odd. I guess maybe he just doesn't want to life tap if he can avoid it, which I guess makes sense. Though this mid-range warrior is very interesting, especially seeing as he's running double Clockwork Gnome and no executes. A warrior without executes.
Yeah, it was a very non-standard deck list, as far as I can see. Just like with this Paladin, so perhaps he's going for the surprise element.
Yeah, the surprise element can actually be very game-winning, because you just don't play around a card because you never expect it.
Oh, believe me, last night we played in the Hearthstone tournament. Were you in that one, Modded?
No, I had another commitment already, otherwise I would've.
Okay, well, I got wrecked so badly. I took my Handlock and my Paladin and my Face Hunter with me, and my Face Hunter got wrecked by a Hobgoblin Warlock.
Oh, that's interesting.
And, I mean, when I say wrecked, I mean really wrecked. I mean, he just spewed out Nerebar, Weblord, and all these 1/4 minions that immediately became 3/6.
3/6s, wow.
It was incredible, and then
Did
he had
Master
power
in there?
overwhelming. Yeah, it was all in there. It was all in there. I was absolutely wrecked, and I just sat there just flabbergasted, like I am never leaving Hobgoblin unchecked again ever. And then
especially Mistress of Pain too is a
that was in there. Oh my god, I think it took me like 5 turns to get rid of the Mistress of Pain.
Oh ouch!
It was brutal. Yeah.
So this is an interesting hand right here, because the Commanding Shout would have been good if the board wasn't so one-sided.
Did he rope?
Yep. Well, okay. I don't think there's much to play. I mean, there's nothing to shield slam, and Time Rewinder isn't getting down. Now, it's interesting to see the Soulfire here.
Yeah, that's really gone out of favor now that Dark Bomb is available and after the nerf.
Right, well, I mean, it makes sense because there's a Gazlowe, but the thing is, you'll play Gazlowe, cast Soulfire, and you'll get a random mech before the discard. So it can't completely nullify itself.
I think a lot of people probably don't know Gazlowe's specs. It's a 3/6 if memory serves. And it's every time you cast a 1-mana spell, you get a random mech. Is that what it does?
Yep. And it should note that it's a spell that currently costs 1, not one that the card says 1. So if you have, say, Sorcerer's Apprentice out, Ice Lance will not trigger a draw, but Frostbolt will.
That's fascinating. I did not actually know that. And I'm thinking now about... it never occurred to me when they nerfed Soulfire that it actually made it synergize with Gazlowe.
Well, that is if it doesn't discard the mech it gives you.
So what's the order, though? Do you get the mech first, or do you...
You get the mech first. It's like Gazlowe triggers like Gadgetson does. It triggers before the, what's it called? The,
Resolution?
yeah, the, what's it called? Yeah, the creature, yeah, the effect of Gazlowe triggers before the spell resolves.
Yeah, okay. And we had a fascinating conversation about that yesterday, I believe.
And this is pretty good, actually, that finicky cloak field. And was that a shielded mini-bot? That is going to be brutal.
He's getting payback for the Paladin victory there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing about Gazlowe is Warlock doesn't hurt for draw, but there are some really good class mechs out there. So...
I just realised in the true Throwdown and Artosis style, I screwed up the overlay. It was actually YelloRambo that won with the Druid the last game, not SmashThings with the Paladin. As I said it, I thought, hang on a minute, that doesn't sound right to me. There is no payback.
So I assume we're going to be seeing the Shield Maiden. I mean, there's not much else to do. I mean, you could play Piloted Shredder, but then it dies to the guy. Actually, no, the Gazlowe won't kill it. The Gazlowe would go face right now. Because, yeah, the Warrior doesn't have damage to push.
I think that was his only viable play, really.
Yeah, and that Mortal Coil is a fantastic top deck.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
but wait,
the number of
you play the Mortal Coil first. You play, okay, you always draw first.
Yeah.
Always draw first.
Always draw first.
No. Yeah, see, you should draw first. See, yep, there we go. It goes into his hand, the spell goes, and out goes the mini-bot.
Well, what I thought he should have done was play Soulfire, and then Mortal Coil, and then tap if he was going to, and then play all the cards.
Right. And, yeah, I would have. I think I might.
Maybe I'm not sure about the Soulfire. Where maybe I would have just left it. I'm not sure. But if I was going to play Soulfire, I would have certainly played it before Mortal Coil and tapping.
Right, because yeah, I don't think I liked the Soulfire play that much because all he did was push for damage there.
And he did it to face, didn't he? So it was a bit of a waste.
Yeah. I would have probably rather have seen the armor piece go out on the... well, actually, there's no good target here. It does nothing. But at least you get the draw at that point.
I'm really sad he lost the mini-bot, because he could have cast so many one-mana things there, and it just ended up being Mech Mage.
Yeah, and the mini-bot is really, really good against Warrior, too.
Now, if you're SmashThings at this point, do you remove the Golem or Gazlowe or?
Why not both? Oh, if you didn't juggle that, I would have actually maybe played the Gromash and just went ahead and killed the Shredder. Because
Sky has gone into slow motion mode here, I think.
If it wasn't for bouncing the Shield Maiden, he's dead right now. But he just roped.
Yeah, he did. And, there we go.
Yeah. He roped. I would have removed it with Gromash.
2-0 to YelloRambo.
There's just no way you should leave a 6-4 on the board when you're that low on life.
But, could he have possibly removed both of them? I know he could have Gromash to get rid of the Golem, but then could he get rid of Gazlowe as well?
Yes, because he had enough. He had the damage on board to get rid of Gazlowe. So all would have been left was whatever.
Oh yeah, of course. So you run the Shield Maiden and the Damage Golem into Gazlowe and the Gromash into Pilot Sky Golem. Yeah.
So you would have still had a 5-2 on the board and an Enraged Gromash on the board versus whatever dropped out of the Golem.
Okay, YelloRambo is commencing his third match as Paladin versus Druid. And YelloRambo is been offered Consecration, Equality, Harrison Jones, and Owl. He mulligans all of them. And receives a True Silver Champion, Ragnaros, Consecration, and Play on Hand. So he's got a terrible opening hand there. SmashThings with the Wrath, Force of Nature, and Fell Reaver, interestingly enough. Can you shoot me the deck lists modded?
Working on that.
Can SmashThings pull one back here to avoid a 3-0 hammering?
This is going to be a very interesting Druid list. Very interesting Druid list. So here I assume we're going to see a coin shredder. There's not really much else to do.
Nope.
No reason to sock a True Silver when you can just play that next turn. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is actually a bit odd because there's actually no optimal way to play this. You could innervate out Sylvanas, but I don't like that play that much because well, I guess you're going to steal something, but it's really small.
It's I'm looking at YelloRambo's Paladin deck right now thinking, did he steal my deck list? Because it's almost identical. It's a one I concocted but didn't post anywhere. So I'm just gonna bring. Looks like the Druid is the strangest.
Oh,
of the decks, so.
Gosh, this is interesting. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think you slam Loetheb here. Yeah, that just looks like the optimal play here.
So here's SmashThings Druid list with 2 Naturalize, 2 Ancient Walkers, and yeah, it's a King Muckler, MCT, Ogre Brute, Wailing Soul, Fell Reaver. Interesting deck list.
Naturalize is actually undercosted. It's effectively 4 mana because draw 2 is only worth 3 mana and it's a 1 mana upfront card. So I like Naturalize a lot. I run it as a 1-of in all my druids. Simply because it's effectively a 4 mana assassinate, and you can play it on the same turn as the combo.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting they decided to Wrath to draw. Not that I don't blame him, because his hand's fairly situational right here. This play makes perfect sense. No reason to waste a Consecration here, and there's not really anything else to play. Aside, I mean, you could have kind of played the heal bot, but you're just wasting value, and it would have been removed by Wrath. Okay, now this is interesting here, because if looking at this right, we're going to see a Fell Reaver come down, and a Hero Power to pop the Divine Shield, and then next turn we're going to see a Wailing Soul, which is going to activate the Watcher and get rid of the drawback.
A Wailing Soul plus Ancient Watcher is a really nice combo, actually.
Yeah, and then combine it with the Fell Reaver.
Yeah, and then you've got sick damage with no drawback.
Oh, he's going to do it this way. Okay. That actually is a little bit... That's an interesting way to do it.
I think I would have gone Fell Reaver first.
Yeah, I would have too. I mean, because the only way for him to remove it... Yeah, the only way he would have been able to remove it anyway is to burn that Consecration. That's literally his only way of removing the Fell Reaver. And he was still taking 6 to the face. Yeah, that's a better play, dropping the Loetheb. This is interesting, double Oracle, because Paladin's one of those classes you actually don't want to make draw. Just because they've got so many tools. So what would you do if you're in SmashThings place here?
That's what I'm looking at. So he's got a double Cold Light Oracle. It's not a deck that I would... Okay, he's gone for the cards.
Oh, and there's a Muster Quartermaster. See, that's... Actually, it's irrelevant because he would have drawn the Quartermaster next anyway. But that equality there, too... I don't honestly
think that may have cost him dearly.
I don't think the Druid's going to win this. You have Muster for Battle Quartermaster, and you have the Equality Consecration.
And you've also got even Knife Juggler Muster if you really wanted it. Not that it's really important right now.
Now that's important at that point. You have
in his hand.
You have board control here. You have a complete sweeper. You've got stall with lay on hands and antique healbot, and you've got damage with rag. I honestly don't see much of a way to win aside from drawing the combo here.
In retrospect now, do you still think that Fel Reaver rather than Wailing Soul would have been the right play?
Yeah, I think honestly it would have been because it gives him damage to push.
Yep, I agree. That's what.
And he didn't, and he doesn't know this, but the Paladin didn't have that low of a curb, so he wouldn't have been able to burn out his deck. But now this is definite. Now this MC Text is gonna help.
That actually makes a big tempo swing. Big tempo swing now.
And is he gonna burn a card? Ooh, and Alzor is actually a really good card to burn. But it doesn't matter because there is Equality Consecration.
Do you think that he counted the number of cards in YelloRambo's hand when he cast King Muckler?
I guess we can ask him. Yeah, you got the Zombie Chow and double bananas. Oh, and the bananas are huge because now they can't be hero powered or swiped away. So, yeah.
This has been the best value use of banana I've seen since I started playing Hearthstone.
Yeah, bananas usually don't get that much value. Unless I have seen banana gadgets on. That is actually scary. Yeah, I'm going to make my gadget on a 6/6 and drew 2 cards. Oh, and there's a Conceal. Haha, have fun dealing with this.
Yeah, Druid is totally wrecked here. I can't see him coming back.
I don't see a way out.
Like, it's an emergency. He might we're gonna have to like Iron Beak one of the Silverhand recruits or something ridiculous like that.
I mean, he could double Fel Reaver, maybe, but he's gonna. That's his deck. If he plays double Fel Reaver, he has no deck next turn. But he might actually have to do that.
What about Keeper of the Grove on one of the Silverhand recruits and let me see. Oh man, it's tricky.
Yeah, I mean you could do that. That's a little bit safer play.
Or even Force of Nature to just clear the board. I mean,
but if
you're
you
using up one of your win cons.
Then what's your win condition? Don't think I like Dr. Boom here. I do not like Dr. Boom here.
Me neither.
You need to, yeah. I mean, honestly, maybe even Keeper and then one Fel Reaver. And here's a Tyrion, which I assume is going to get owled.
I actually like Keeper. Yeah, Keeper. I like almost any play better than Dr. Boom there, to be honest.
Yeah, because, I mean, look at this damage. I mean, just look at this. There's no way to come back. I mean, the Fel Reaver, I think, should have been dropped earlier in the game. Because then he'd at least have put the Paladin in a race for his life. And
Theo Class says he would have gone Force of Nature and Keeper. Lights Out 8 says double Fel Reaver. So, like, nobody's really agreed there on
what it is.
What
I think we can all remove.
Was.
You should have either immediately cleared something or built your board.
Well, I think we can all remove Dr. Boom from the equation. So.
Yeah.
Of course, it's easy for us to sit here and judge him while he's under pressure. So.
Right. Do you actually force a nature to kill the zombie Chow?
I would have done that to get rid of the recruits, but in the Chow before, honestly.
Because right now he's really low on life.
I think not using Force of Nature on those 4-2s when Zombie Chow was also out was a really greedy play that probably cost him the game. I know that it removes one of the win cons from the deck, but he has to take a risk to stay alive. I think he has to Force of Nature, doesn't he? I mean, he's got to get some life back. Force of Nature and Keeper of the Grove.
You don't have any other options. And
he needs to keep the Owl or the Keeper of Tyrion, of course. He's dead. I don't know what that was, but
no, you can't play the Ogre Brute now. I think there's so many times this Fel Reaver should have gone out.
SmashThings is a very accomplished player, so I'm gonna go out here and say that I think that the nerves just got to him a bit. 2-0 down. Everyone's watching.
I'm fine owling the.
It's funny because yeah, that's brutal.
I usually wouldn't
nice BM.
Run. Oh, there's the comp. Oh wait, he already used the naturalize. See, otherwise this would have been. This is why you run naturalize, because he could, if he had naturalize, still Force of Nature, Savage Roar, naturalize the Tyrion, and he would win. This is why I run naturalize. I mean, he has the owl, but now he's got to stay alive, and the only way to stay alive right now is to burn his combo on removal. That's literally his only way to stay alive right now.
Let's see how many cards he has left.
Or can he even stay alive?
Nine cards left in the deck.
Owl, Force of Nature.
Comes.
He's dead. He can't.
But I'm wondering what was going on last turn, because he just kind of roped and didn't really do anything. Ooh.
Yep, he's dead. I would have actually used the Brute first, before using the Treants. And he doesn't know it, but he's dead.
Well played, SmashThings. Well played.
Okay, drop to Sylvanas for... Okay, nope.
Oh, let's go for a quick bit of BM.
Just go for it. That was a quite interesting set of games. Love the Golden Pally animation, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 3-0. There's 2 games remaining, is there not? Do they not get to pick whatever they want now?
I think so. Let me double check real quick. I haven't actually played in an ESL format before, just because I'm not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I'm from last time. I'm pretty sure that you guys get to play 2 more games now, and you can pick whatever decks you want. But we'll just get some clarification on the rules, so just hold on.
Let me double check. Yeah, I mean, technically, if you've... I mean, he's already got 3 wins, so it's not like he can actually turn the series around.
Nope.
So, but you... I mean, I guess you can play the other games out. I mean, that's what Versus Series does. It doesn't matter who wins, you play all games.
You guys want to play 2 more games? I think they're muted.
Let's see, they're typing in chat.
Yeah, guys, stop typing in the chat. Hang on. Yeah, we're gonna play the 2 more games, so if you just want to share your desktop again, YelloRambo. Yep, and there he is. We're on it. We're on it. We got this. Bring it on. 2 more games. Let's see if SmashThings can redeem himself here with a couple of wins.
These are some very interesting decks that we've seen. Like the first Paladin that we saw and the first Warrior, or the only Warrior, I guess, were very interesting decks. I don't think I've actually run across anything like those on ladder.
All three of the decks SmashThings run were unusual, so perhaps he was going for a surprise element and just came, you know, a little bit unstuck.
Right. Well, the Fel Reaver is such a tricky card to play. Like, the thing about Fel Reaver is I would usually, if I run it, it would be in a deck with a much lighter curve. I mean, there is merit to playing it in a heavier curve. It's kind of like if you play it in a lighter curve, you don't mind discarding your cards as much, but in a heavier curve, you get more value out of your cards. So it's kind of weird.
Okay, so it's Warlock versus Warrior. Now this could be interesting. YelloRambo has been offered Tinkertown Technician, Clockwork Gnome, Spider Tank, and Soulfire. He's mulligan everything except the Clockwork Gnome, and he's just gotten wrecked because he's been given Pilot Sky Golem and Pilot Shredder.
Yeah, that wasn't the best mulligan. But it's not.
I'll bring up the Warrior deck list again, since that was the more interesting of the two, I guess.
And this Cruel Taskmaster is going to get really good value. Okay, and that top deck Spider Tank is really good. Because I don't see that not getting coined out right now. And that actually... it's going to be interesting now. And that... wow. That emergency coolant again. He's getting really good spare parts. Emergency coolant and Finicky Cloakfield are just by far the best possible. So you can, oh my gosh. That Mortal Coil. Could you honestly ask for a better top deck than that against, that board?
My goodness. Explosive start, that's for sure.
Yep. At least he's going to be able to kill the 2/3/2s. But it's not that big a deal since the, do you play the yeah, I think you play the Shredder. As much as you like the Tinkertown, it's better to go on curve. So I assume this is a frothing Clockwork Gnome play?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh. Maybe the paranoia of the last 3 defeats has gotten to him.
Yeah, the shield block, you're high enough on life right now that you just want to build the board.
Yeah, and it's not like there's anything big for him to shield slam either.
Unless he's just going for Brawl. He's digging for Brawl. Because there is one in the deck. I'm assuming he might be just trying to fish for that. Ooh. Do you Death Spite and then reversing switch the Tinkertown? I think that's the play he's going to go for.
There's not much else he can really do, although I'm not a huge fan of it because it's like he's still behind on board, but
then again, you'll just make up for it next turn. Because, if you drop the Loatheb, what do you do?
That's a bum play because there's no...
okay, you can drop the Shield Maiden too, but it just seems a little slow
right now.
And this comes down, and then he just goes face. There's no reason to trade.
And that's the shield block and shield maiden's effect immediately wasted. Now he does it 1 turn too late. Maybe he's going for the Sky Golem.
Ouch, that just hurts. I think you should have seen what the golem dropped out. Well, no, because he could drop a taunt. It's weird, which order do you kill things?
I would go for the golem for... Okay, well maybe he's decided to leave it then.
Oh, no.
Oh, lol.
And he doesn't
Does he get the extra card? No.
And that works
Good
too.
play, good play.
Yeah, that's a really good play.
That was a great move.
I don't think the Warriors is going to be doing much. Because there's just too much damage on the board right now. No, he doesn't know that Brawl's in the deck. Oh my gosh, he's going to reversing switch the Pagel? I think you do it, actually. No? Or Time Rewinder. Why didn't he
I was going to say, why would you reversing switch?
Not reversing switch, I meant, yeah, Time Rewinder.
Yeah.
I don't see why he didn't play that. Because, I mean, is there really much else you're going to bounce, aside from maybe your other Tinkertown tech?
Nope, the only reason to bounce is heal, and I don't see that he needs to do anything here. Yeah, I'm thinking I would agree. I can't think of anything else I'd want to use reversing switch on in this deck or on the board or what's in his current hand. So yeah, I would have done it, especially after playing Power Overwhelming on it.
Yeah, you did the same thing. Time Rewinder.
Yeah, I think so.
We both called it reversing switch.
Did I just call it reversing switch? Oh.
Yep.
Okay, I just hold my tongue there. Like if I was streaming normally, I would have said another word there.
So what do you do here? I mean, you hate to use the Death Spike because you're just gonna remove your Shield Maiden.
Let's see. He's got reversing switch and.
Erg, that just hurts. To throw away your Shield Maiden.
The thing there is that, like, Mech Warper is not that important to remove right now because he's only got one card left if you ignore the spare pots. Yeah,
I'm assuming then he might be saving the time, the switch, or not switch, darn it, the Time Rewinder for Gazlowe. And that's not a bad 4-drop to get, especially in this deck.
Well, that's if he draws it.
No, I mean, he just got Dual Shaman. That's not gonna be a that's a
No, I mean the Time Rewinder play,
yeah.
Like, if he has 19 chances left to not draw Gazlowe, so...
Yeah. Okay,
I'm not sure I would keep it on the assumption that I was gonna get Gazlowe in, like, 15 turns time. Okay.
Yeah. That Doomwall Shaman is GG, because there's no way that I mean, that drawback is null, and that's 10 damage. Wow.
4-0.
This warrior deck is really interesting because it just hasn't lived up very much in this series.
Okay, YelloRambo has been offered a Harrison Jones, a Sludge Belcher, and a True Silver. I assume he's going to mulligan at least, yeah, all of those. Paladin versus Paladin. And YelloRambo has been given Ragnaros, True Silver, and Dr. Boom. So maybe SmashThings can just get him on tempo here with this horrible opening hand he has. Or double True Silver, okay. Still.
This is interesting because the Paladin does have one Wild Pyro, which could be nice with the muster. Okay, so he's just going to play the Avenge ahead of time. Which could be very good if he manages to get it procced on the mini-bot.
I'm sure that's what he'll be going for.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's going to drop mini-bot, coin, Shredder. Oh, this is interesting to watch because my spectator's actually slightly behind your stream.
Should be the other way around, shouldn't it?
I know. So I'm actually... Yeah.
Well, YelloRambo's just picked up Muster for Battle. And, which, thank God for that, because he's got nothing right now. Is he gonna Is he going to true silver the Pilot Shredder, or is he going to just play his own Pilot Shredder?
I think you... that's interesting.
I think I would... Like, knowing that it's a Paladin deck that he's facing, I would probably true silver it and see what it draws before I decide whether to trade the 2-1.
Yeah, I think I did the true silver because otherwise the Shredder... Otherwise, now the Shredder's going to be able to remove both the Chow and then... Yeah, he's just going to get reduced value out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Though, actually, if it removes the Chow because he got Muster, he can actually remove it with Light's Justice.
That's a good point. Oh, that's gotta hurt. But not too much. Oh, I wasn't great. Oh!
Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
And there's Avenge.
That was RNG time right there. Yeah, and Avenge just got wrecked.
Oh wow, that's actually a really good drop from the Shredder, the Ghoul.
Yeah, that's what I was commenting on. That it was like YelloRambo had all the RNG.
Okay,
today.
I'm gonna restart my spectating because I'm still on turn 2 from the spectate.
Okay. So here comes Master, and presumably he's going to take out the Pyro with the weapon.
I would assume so. That's the biggest threat. Yep. And I think you, Harrison, here. You're just, I mean, here's the thing with Harrison, is like, which do you want? The card draw, or to remove the second charge of the True Silver?
Right, exactly.
And then here...
He went for the...
Do you actually play
I
Redemption?
don't think he needed the card draw there, but oh well, it's like he's got so much
Might as well.
now. Yeah.
Oh, and this is actually going to be a really good turn for him. Wow. This is a perfect Consecration board. You slam Harrison into Boom, Consecration. You don't actually... Yeah, and then he can actually save his Big Game Hunter for Rag.
Do you maybe like put out a Silverhand Recruit or something first, just so that some of the damage can be soaked up?
Whoa!
Why has he done that?
What is he doing?
What?
What did he do that for?
What?
That was a mistake.
No kidding. I guess he dragged it instead of Consecration by mistake.
Whoa! Yeah.
I was gonna say, would you have put out a Silverhand Recruit just to soak up some of the damage from the boom bots before you cast Consecration?
No, I would have just eaten the damage and then played my own minions.
Okay.
You're high enough on life. Now, at least here...
With the Paladin not having much burst damage.
Right,
yeah.
The Paladin... Yeah, so now you're just gonna see, I assume, Big Game Hunter
BJH, yeah.
It's just the optimal play here.
Why Lothab? Wouldn't you go like shield and mini bot and
well, I guess you could actually, but the thing is, he doesn't have any way to deal with Lothab and removing spells because now he can't lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Which lay on hands actually would have been otherwise a pretty good turn.
But is SmashThings assuming that Rambo has the lay on hands? Because I mean, they usually only run one.
Right. I don't know. I mean, there's only so much you can do from one perspective.
So you're basically just playing it for the body, Lothab there.
And the body's there too. Yeah, honestly, I liked having a bigger body there because you just saw inequality go out. So
yeah, indeed.
And that's gotta suck. So the question here is, do you just start playing creatures or do you play Tyrion? I think maybe you just start playing creatures.
I was gonna say Tyrion.
Well, it's interesting, I guess.
Because he doesn't have an easy way to remove it right now.
Right, but again, you don't know that as Smash.
Well, what could he remove it with? Like,
Well, he has his board. He literally just plays creatures. The Knife Juggler removes the moves both. Well, ideally, the Knife Juggler would just remove
the Divine Shield,
and remove the Loatheb, and then you trade it. For my SmashThings, you didn't know that he didn't have any creatures in hand. And this is actually a good
What
turn.
about, do Paladins run Black Knight as a rule or not?
As a rule, they typically don't.
Okay, so he won't be worried about that then.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So he's actually in a pretty good spot right now.
This has leveled up quite well for SmashThings, I think.
Yeah. And he's just got so many options. That Harrison Jones for 3 cards and then that Lay on Hands. He's currently he's actually ahead on board and on hand. And this is what? Redemption? Oh my gosh. Redemption on... Actually, I revised my statement on saying playing the minis because I forgot that it was a redemption in play. Since it was redemption, you definitely drop the Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I revised my previous statement. Redemption on Tyrion is just too good. What? What?
We accept your apology, Modded.
Yeah.
Did he not attack with his weapon there?
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, you just drop the Shredder. You don't drop a Neutron. You either Hero Power or Scientist. Actually,
yeah,
Scientist
because whatever you wanna make sure that whatever triggers redemption is something badass. So you're not putting a Neutron down here.
So, yeah, you definitely don't drop the Hero Power either then, because I think Redemption will trigger even on 1 HP creatures.
Yeah, yes it does.
So at this point, do you remove... The question is, do you remove something or do you just go face?
I would go face, to be honest.
I would go face here.
I mean, 23 life, with the Secret in hand, and a Neutron in your hand, and Sylvanas.
I mean, you're gonna get Tyrion. You're gonna get Ashbringer to push even more damage, followed up with another Tyrion.
It's hard to imagine him losing from this point, but he did, in fact, decide to trade.
But I think the Zombie Chow was then, I guess, good. I mean,
it's just a safety margin.
Safer play, but do you need to be safer? And that Sylvanas is actually a huge draw.
Well, knowing
he's
gonna
find that out right now. Though again, he's got Harrison to remove that Ashbringer. So
knowing my play, I would say if I was SmashThings right now, the current scoreline of 4-0 would be weighing heavy on my mind, and that would probably be affecting me to do things like trade the Zombie Chow
instead of hitting.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
What just happened? I missed that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is
wow. How that turned around so amazingly.
Fast. Yeah.
So he Harrison Jones the weapon.
Yeah, he's got literally. Oh my
goodness gracious.
Because yeah, he was able to override the first Ashbringer with the second one, then remove it, and that's another huge chop.
I feel sorry for him.
Wow.
And now,
here's the weird thing.
YelloRambo's picked up his YelloRambo's picked up his own Tyrion in the last couple of turns as well.
Yeah, I mean he picked that off the Harrison. And this is a huge board. Now the thing is, does he remove? Yeah, you don't.
Oh my god.
The thing Redemption, it's really good, but you have to. Your opponent has to trigger it for you.
Yeah, on a minion that's important.
Though,
I mean, do you go a Neutron here too?
Interesting. He actually is okay right now. You smash the Sneed into the face. You hit the what's it called, the Quartermaster with Karen, and then you play Pyro Consecration, and this board's gone.
Ah, Pyro Consecration. Yeah, I didn't didn't notice the Pyro in his hand. I was looking at the Consecration, thinking, how is he gonna produce an extra point?
There's that Pyro.
Yeah. So, well, then you just, I would just smash face with everything because the Quartermaster's not a big threat. I'd rather have 5 points of face damage than get rid of that right now.
And I call it, he's just following his current tendencies of carrying more.
Well, hit face with the 5-2. Oh my god! Okay.
Wait, does he miss the hit?
Well, it'll still be 5-1.
Okay, he gets it. Okay.
And plays the Annoytron. Yeah, as I mentioned at the start of the turn.
This is interesting. What do you do now?
Some of the ordering of SmashThings plays in this Showmatch series has really surprised me. Like earlier, where we had the sort of piloted Sky Golem True Silver situation, and now this. It's a little strange. I mean, he did get 1 extra point of damage to the face by doing it that way, but I would have just left the Quartermaster, especially because he has a Annoytron in his hand, you know.
Right.
And even if he didn't, I mean, it's 2 points of damage, isn't it? Like, the Cairn's still going to respawn. The Pyromancer you don't really have any use for anymore. You just wanted it for the effect, and yeah.
Right, and this actually, the redemption on the Annoytron actually
hurts
completely counter Sylvanas. He doesn't know. He can guess there's a redemption because he's already seen it before, but that means your Sylvanas is just not going to get value. So, I mean, what do you play here? I mean, the Tyrion, I guess.
Move quickly. Put your faith in the light.
This, I have to say, so far, this has been the match of the series. This was a fascinating game with so many twists and turns.
Gone back. But why didn't you just pop the Divine Shield on the Annoytron? Because now he's...
He just passed the turn completely there, didn't he?
Yeah, after he dropped the
Tyrion.
2 creatures, and the Juggler. So
SmashThings is probably salty about the Tyrion right now.
Yeah, this is interesting actually because. And again, I think you should really Rambo should have used the Light's Justice to remove the Divine Shield because it's going to get overwritten right now by Ashbringer. I think you hit the Annoytron into the Tyrion, send the Shredder and the Pyro into
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And then remove the Juggler with Karen. Or actually, no, you do. No,
I would say it. Yeah, okay, he's done it in the way that I would have done it.
Yeah, and then.
That's what I was gonna say. Do it like that.
Yep. Yeah, True Silver, remove that, I guess is fine. Actually, this turn was actually very well played now, because you've got an incredibly strong board, and he doesn't know that that Annoytron's gonna come back, which means this Sylvanas in hand is gonna do absolutely nothing.
Really a shame. I'm not sure what I think about him playing the Annoytron, whether it saved the game for him, or whether it has, like, cost him a really important redemption proc.
Honestly, at this point, because, well, he doesn't know this, but because we know there's that Sylvanas in hand, I think the redeeming the Annoytron is really good, because now the Sylvanas can't do anything. Not that you actually want to play Sylvanas into Sylvanas.
Right, I assume we just YOLO face here with everything again. Or,
with that True Silver, yeah, you just go, yep, face, face, face. There's literally nothing else to do. You just hit face. And I think this is...
Oh my goodness. Has YelloRambo used both his consecrations? Because he's got a quality in hand.
I don't know. Well, there's only, what, 6 cards left in the deck? So, I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But then again, do you really mind a consecration at this point? This much?
No,
I mean,
probably not. Well, I mean, you
get Bane back, and yeah, and he still has to kill off the rest of your stuff. I mean, you're at 3 life. Oh wow, yeah, I don't see a way out of this.
No, he's screwed now.
Yeah, you're at 3 life, and this big a board, and there's no answers. At this point, I think you just play your hand and concede.
I have no time for games.
He can heal 2 points, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough for what he's facing.
Yeah.
And he has, in fact, resigned now. I can see it on the
he just suicided.
Yeah.
And that's game.
Well, I feel a kind of, a bit better for SmashThings now because he did indeed manage to pull one back. Let's go over to the players and get an interview on their performance. Let's see if they're back. SmashThings, are you with us? Or YelloRambo, are you with us?
Yes, still disgusted by my RNG. In a good way.
I actually commented during this particular match that the RNG was all yours tonight. Let's just see if we can get SmashThings on the line. Are you there? Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, alright.
Good game.
Just turn your speakers down a little bit, SmashThings.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, we'll see. So let's take you first, SmashThings. Commiserations, 4-1 defeat. You played your little heart out, but you still got trashed, and YelloRambo had sick RNG, I think. How do you feel about that series?
Well, it's not fun to lose 4-1. But yeah, I think the luck wasn't with me today. I think there were quite a few moments where, like Ragnaros killing my Dr. Boom instead of a boom bot and getting some pretty crap things out of shredders and stuff. But, that's Hearthstone for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking primarily about the order in which you did certain things, with like card draw and weapons trading, golems and things like that. Do you feel like you played your best today?
I'd have to go over every individual decision and see whether I could have done something better. But I mean, I think most of my plays were okay. Yeah.
Okay. I had made mental note of certain plays I was going to ask you about, and unfortunately 5 games later that mental note has basically said to me, you should have written it on a piece of paper, Katie. So I shall do that for the next Showmatch series. But YelloRambo, congratulations to you. What did you make of that match?
Well, as I said before, I'm disgusted by my RNG luck. Absolutely. I would normally complain about how I never drawn the early game with the Paladin decks, but I don't think I have any right to complain about anything tonight, so...
Yeah, Modded.
I have a question about the Fell Reavers. Back when in the Druid match, I understand the Fell Reavers in the deck with the Wailing Soul. So back there was a turn where you had an Ancient Watcher out, and you had both the Fell Reaver and Wailing Soul in hand, and you decided to play the Wailing Soul and cash in on the Watcher that turn. What made you do that as opposed to dropping the Fell Reaver and then dropping the Wailing Soul on the next turn?
Well, there's 2 reasons. First, is if I play Fell Reaver and he just big game hunters, that's kind of, almost game over at that point. But the other reason was that I had a lot of powerful cards left in the deck. There was Ragnaros, there was Dr. Boom. So I really didn't want to discard those cards. So that's why I went for that play.
Fair enough. Then again, a little bit later, you came down to the wire where you had your burst in hand. Well, right before you top decked your burst, you were facing down those Silverhand recruits that had been buffed with bananas.
That was the question I was just about to ask.
Yeah, the Dr. Boom play. The Dr. Boom play. What made you go with that? We were looking at it, and we were wondering if you would we were thinking you'd either do double Fell Reaver or 1 Fell Reaver and then Keeper of the Grove away one of the 4/2 recruits.
Or use Force of Nature to stay alive. Or use
Force of Nature, right. And then instead you went Dr. Boom Hero Power.
Again, with like double Fell Reaver, I'm going to get my whole deck.
Right, your whole deck would have been gone.
The whole deck would have been gone. And of course, against Paladin, there's outdoor peacekeepers and there's equality, stuff like that. So Fel Reaver's quite a tricky card to play a lot of the time.
True.
As for Force of Nature clearing, it's at that point I figured that the only way I was going to win that game was Savage Roar, Force of Nature. And sure enough, on the turn he drops Tyrion, I get the Savage Roar, Force of Nature.
Right.
Yeah.
And your Naturalize is gone.
Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to hold on to the Force of Nature just because it was basically the only way I could win the game. And if I played it clearing the board, I just didn't see a way forward to win.
Fair enough. I think that was the particular move that there was the most discussion about in the chat room for the whole Showmatch series. That turn, there was so many different combinations you could have played, and nobody thought Dr. Boom was the right play. But of course, that's just the viewer's opinion. You have your own reasons.
They might be right, but as I say, double Fel Reaver, outdoor peacekeepers and equality, and using force means I don't have a way to win the game. That's the way I saw it.
Sure, I mean, I don't...
You actually had Fel Reavers? Sorry, this is the first time I'm actually hearing about Fel Reavers in this matchup.
Yo, you never saw them. The Druid deck ran Fel Reavers.
Double Fel Reaver he had in hand on the turn he played Dr. Boom when you had your Silverhand recruits out with the buff.
You had better deck choices than I, that's for sure.
And you wouldn't have known, but there were also, in the hand of the Paladin, were only things that cost like 6 mana or more. So if you had dropped a Fel Reaver, he would have not been able to clear out much of your deck at all. Or deal with them directly.
You never know what your opponent's got, though, unfortunately.
Right. That's the interesting thing you just hear as a commentator. You're like, not being able to know what's in your opponent's hand. Especially both of you ran are somewhat texts that just aren't always seen, but especially SmashThings, just looking at the different decks, the Wailing Soul Druid, the mid-range Warrior, these are things you just don't even see on ladder. You don't see them on ladder, you don't see them top deck. I think the last time I saw a mid-range Warrior was back when Cobalt ran Tempo Warrior.
I was going to ask you, SmashThings, do you play those decks on ladder, or were they made for tonight? Because you had some really unusual card choices.
The Druid one I got to rank 2 last season with, so I've played that quite a lot on ladder. I didn't really showcase the deck at its best tonight, unfortunately, but it's deceptively good most of the time. The mid-range Warrior, I've played maybe 20 games on ladder. It's not really a ladder deck. I just kind of made it because I thought it'd be a bit interesting to do something different. And same with the Paladin as well. I kind of made that for tonight.
When you played King Muckler, I wanted to ask you, because those bananas turned out to be pretty important. Not only did they work in your favor by making him discard an Aldor Peacekeeper, but also in the end they worked in YelloRambo's favor by allowing him to buff in a quite important way. Did you count how many cards YelloRambo had in hand when you played King Muckler to know that he would overdraw on his next turn?
Well, yeah, if you just hover over their hand, it tells you how many cards they've got.
Sure, but I meant, did you pay attention to that, or did you just play the cards?
Yeah, that's one of the key features of the deck. Cold-Eyed Oracle, King Muckler, Naturalize. You just fill the hand up, and then kind of force some discards. That's part of the idea. So yeah, I did realize.
Yeah. Cool. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Last words, guys. SmashThings.
Good games, I suppose.
YelloRambo.
I'll go and perform my daily sacrifice to Orange Jesus once I'm done.
No doubt you'll get some payback from Orange Jesus after this. Modded.
It's been a lot of fun to watch, just seeing cards that you don't see much of, especially Commanding Shout. I can't recall the last time I saw that card, even in Arena. So
I saw it 2 days ago on ladder, the Commanding Shout Bouncing Blade combo, and I was shocked to see that at rank 11, I think it was.
I've actually never seen Bouncing Blade used in game after the first week of it being in the game.
Well, it's out there. But I want to thank all you guys for coming and playing. 2 excellent high caliber players. and Modded, who's also an excellent high caliber player. Check out their articles at hearthstoneplayers.com, take a subscription, and also, of course, follow my stream here, and check out the schedules for my show, www.kthearthstone.com. So, congratulations to YelloRambo for that convincing victory. Commiserations to SmashThings.
Yeah.
The last game, by the way, was, I thought, by far the most interesting. So many twists and turns, and it went backwards and forwards.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, it was an excellent game. So that's the one I'll be writing about in my write-up, I think. But so all three of you, thanks for coming, and
thanks for having us.
See you next time.
My
Yeah,
pleasure.
no problem.
All right, take care.
And good night from me.